Hey, besties, we are on week 5, and we're going to be talking about money management like a boss. You're thinking like creation, why are we talking about the basics of money management? And we are breaking down this structure, solid foundation. We really should have been talking about money management first because if you don't have this, you don't have nothing. Management, taking it back basics, always making sure you do the basics consistently is going to help you win. You have to know how to properly structure the business. You have to know how to really manage your money. You're probably like, Lucretia, what about business, baby? If you don't have this, you can't build a business. If you know me, then you know this money management topic is sensitive to me. And I know it's sensitive to a lot of you ladies watching because all of us was not brought up having a financial conversation. So if you were from the hood like me, came up around poverty, you know that this is not a sensitive conversation for us to have with someone else, let alone we don't address it with ourselves when we're behind closed doors. I know that you love what you do. You will not be successful in anything if you do not know how to deal with your emotions, learn discipline, learn how to sacrifice to hit goals and to be a better person altogether. All of that leads to business. You can't just say, I want this amazing, phenomenal, successful business. I want to start leaving legacy. I want to be an investor. I want to do all these things. If you don't have the basics down pat, it's not going to work. You probably would say, oh, I'll just go hire a CPA. That's fine. But the CPA works for you and is on the books logging numbers. Now let's go back a minute. How do you hit those numbers in order for the CPA to have some work to do? Think about that. This thing is deep. I want to teach you how to start managing money like a boss without feeling overwhelmed. This doesn't happen overnight, but I just suggest that you get in the game and start to do so because we got to everyday small habits to lead us to hitting the big ones, right? So you have should have your template in your email. Go ahead and bring it up. We're on week 5, money management like a boss. All right. This is going to be straight to the point. Um, we have to talk about this, and you guys don't want to talk about this back end stuff. You have a lot of areas in your personal life and what you need to adjust. And being a successful business owner is going to expose them. I had, bad eating habits, probably with my weight going up and down, whether or not I'm stressed or my workload is heavy or I'm emotional through this with having a 20-year-old and all these things, right? Shows in your life. Whatever goes on in your personal life shows in your business. That's just how it goes. So if you're unorganized, if you don't have clarity on what you're doing, where you're going, if you're not confident in who you are and how you walk into these rooms and how you walk into the table to close deals, people are going to know. So you have to start somewhere and build, all right? Let's be real. If you don't know what is going in your bank account, I'm quite sure you don't know what's going out. And for those who have full-time 9 to 5 jobs, you always know what's going in because it's like clockwork. Bi-weekly, you get paid, or once a month. It's the same thing if you're full-time and you typically work 40 hours, 80 hours a month. Business owners, ours will vary. Our biweekly income will vary. Our monthly income will vary. I may have a good season this quarter. Next quarter may 10x. Next quarter may decline. It depends on the season when your business is. Some people have lawn care services. So in the summer, the spring months, they're super busy. Maybe they're not as busy in the winter months. It depends. Do they do residential? Do they have commercial contracts? Maybe they don't like residential. They just like the big commercial contracts. Like, so they have locked in consistent work all year long, right? Versus residential with a lawn care company. Some people just, if you're not in an HOA community, you just own your property. You may be a person who don't really care about your lawn and invest in it because it is costly. So it all depends on what you do, right? Lawn care service, by the way, is a dang 7, 8 figure situation. Like people in long care make a lot of money. I didn't even know it was that expensive. So tonight I want to break down for you how to manage money without spreadsheets that stress you out. Some of you guys go buy journals and things that you just like to buy stuff, and maybe you're the momentum at that point, but you really don't go back to it. So I'm going to show you what these tools will change your business operations forever. Also, if you need access to a planner, we had the mindset planner on the website. It's been a sellout for years plus programming. And if it's not get too deep for you, you guys already know you can send me an email or reach out to me. This Empower does have a service where we do financials for business banking. So maybe you need a game plan, a business foundation, you need a business financial game plan. We do that for businesses specifically for you, deep and create you what you can use forever. Because a financial game plan is not just for the day, it's a month, it's a rinse and repeat thing. So if you don't know how to effectively create your own, reach out to me and I'll help you to get your own. We'll get one specifically for you. So let's talk about what money management system matters. Most businesses don't really know what they need. Let's speak. So if you see me posting on social media, like make time to be a big statement. Make sure you go through your finances, write out your budget. It's something that the brain does from a visual psychological perspective when you write stuff down with a pen. I write affirmations. That's how I manifest every single thing in my life. I learn. I write, I write affirmations and manifest my life. I write what I want, where I'm going, what's the plan. I write spiritual contracts to myself and I manifest them. There's something about picking up a pen and it logs the brain with psychology. So the longer you say that you don't have time, and maybe that's not a way that you like to do things. If you're so busy, you're probably busy doing a bunch of nothing that's not making you no money. This may be the season, reason that you're here. It's time for you to get still. You need to get in that still season, right? And people talk a lot about isolation. Isolation does bring, it requires separation and it will help you elevate when you isolate. But you should be doing self development work when you isolate. It's not just about being still to be still and locked in a house and away from people. It's a time to work on yourself and break the demons and the bad trauma and the bad habits and really work on yourself from a deeper perspective. That's what you do in isolation. I know that's what I done and I always do. Right. So it builds beast, it builds discipline, but you have to be doing something. So if you don't know what your business did last month or last year, you're not on track. All right. If you're using Stripe, you should be checking these things. Some people still use spreadsheets, Excel. There's nothing wrong with it. Whatever works for you to plug and play the numbers. All right. I once thought about making 5K and then I was up. But after I subtracted tools, payment, the team, supplies, maybe you have a co-worker space, maybe you have a brick and mortar and you pay rent. You have business insurance. At the end of a 5K month, you might walk away with a profit of $1,100, $1,500. When you have a lot of business expenses, your monthly goal of what you want to hit tends to increase because you know what's coming out. Now, some people have less overhead, and if you operate from a digital perspective, and you have something that you sell for $200, digital offers or bundles, that's straight liquid. You don't have to subtract anything. That's digital money is good, and it's all yours. You don't have to ship. You ain't got to subtract nothing. So I love the digital space personally. I think that every business, no matter what you do, you should have something in the digital space. Um, we just talked about lawn care service, whether you are nail tech, you have something unique in your niche that you can create on Canva and sell it as a digital product on your website and it show up when they click on to make an appointment. People love to learn or know from a deeper perspective of what other people do in their niche. So, for an example, if you're a nail tech, um, a simple digital product that you can add to pop up when people are booking with you, what separates you as the nail tech from everyone else? What's your secret sauce? Maybe your secret sauce is you feel like you do designs the best, right? And you you um you post, and your niche is the girlies who love the custom designs. Do something on that, like go deeper. You got to get creative. Like you can literally create a 3 to 5 page digital download. I don't care. Sell it for $10. Like, you know how many times you can make $10 in one day? Like, you're still doing nails. People pay hundreds of dollars for nails these days, one person. But there's nothing wrong with having you some liquid cash running on the back end, no matter what you do. All right. I literally just gave you a whole play on what to do, no matter what industry you're in. Give people something to click and buy, but make it towards your specific niche. Stay in your industry, but give them something. All right. Offer them something. They're clicking on your website anyway. Give them the option to buy. So the tools that you have on your template are very important. The cash flow tracker. Lucretia, what is a cash flow tracker? A cash flow tracker tells you what really flowing, not just Stripe deposits or not just bank deposits, but your net after expenses. So you know what your net is when you get paid. So on your check, you know that net and that gross. The same thing on the cash flow track. So if it's throughout the month, um, let's say you have a $200 service in your company. Let's say you have 5 clients in the last 2 weeks, right? So that's 2 times 5, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. What's this? $1,000, right? So you did $1,000 in your business in the last 2 weeks. And you create a plan, you go back to your tracker, you have low overhead. $1,000 might not be much. If you have less overhead, $1,000 might be a lot. And then you'll be like, I still have 2 weeks left to this month. If this is what I did in the last 2 weeks, now I'm gonna push myself. I want to do 2,000 in the next 2 weeks. Like it's just about tweaking small little things. Don't go from making $1,000 bi-weekly to, oh, I'm gonna jump to a full 10K if you never did it, especially if your product or service is cheap, lower, or more inexpensive. If you have a $50 product or service, you don't have automation set up, you don't really get that many leads per day, you don't have it set up to where as though you can hit a 10K that month, you're not, your reach is not big, your reach is not big enough. Well, if your reach is big enough and you use Facebook ads before, you have systems running, uh, you're on multiple sites, and you are posting content that really converts, and you can do 10K in a month, then do that. Absolutely do that. But you have to have a system to hit in those big numbers. If your reach is not far enough, you cannot do it in a short amount of time like that. Like, not saying you can't make $10,000, but it will take you longer than 30, 60 days if you're not reaching far enough. If your reach is like, you got to reach farther. All right. Let's talk about monthly budget. If you don't assign a role to your money, it'll disappear. Your budget is your business blueprint, marketing tool, coaching, etc. Their monthly budget to your business is so, so important. So you see me talk about this all the time. Self Care Sunday, where we physically write out our budget. You have your book or your journal, which you do so. I do mine from a personal perspective. The household goes first, and then I have my book that's strictly for my business. Um, you got to just get in the routine of doing it. I laid out some options for you on the template and ways that you gotta get in front of your money. If you refuse to get in the front of your money and give every single penny, every quarter, every dollar, give your money a job. You ever heard people say, making my money work for me? Every single dollar should be working for you. Like, the financial coaches that, or seminars, things I used to go to 2019, 2020, like, they teach us, like we're supposed to pay ourselves first before we even pay our bills. Some people make enough income to do that, and some people don't. Some people make enough income just to afford the basics of bills in the home. They don't even have a lifestyle. They don't even can that they can upkeep because they don't make enough money. And then some people pay their bills. Their business is their primary income, but they're still operating it like a hobby. They don't put their feet on their gas and be creative in their business and really tap into the finances until they need money. The rent is due, the car payment is due. You do not have to put on all that stress if you do stay, your cash flow tracker and your monthly budget. And I said it last week, and I'm gonna keep saying it. The hustle culture is canceled. I love what I do, and I'm doing this and taking the time, and I'm hope that it really touch you and reach out to you so that you can understand that you don't have to work so hard. You don't have to be burnt out and tired and stressed. You don't have to put your health and your fitness last. You don't have to be drained and do all these uncomfortable things with people that you don't want to be around, and just to make money. You do not have to do that. But in order for you to, you got to pay what it costs to be the boss. Bare minimum, you got to put this work in on the back end first. Let's talk about the last one. Number 3 is the P&L statement. All right, this is what we need for lenders, for grant funders. Even some clients will ask you for this. If you want to get funding ready, this is a must. Um, you got to get even if you go do your taxes, my tax guy, P&L statement, accretion pay, like you have to. What is P&L? Profit and loss statement. When you go do your taxes, your business taxes, they will ask you, do you have the P&L statement? Some tax professionals, you use their header, they'll give it to you, write down what you made, so what your profit was in the business, and then what you lost. Your profit is what you made, your 12 months of the year. Your loss is going to be what you lost, adding up every single thing, your expenses. So for me, when I do my taxes every year, I don't use their header. I'm typically already prepared when I go, because I have the ADP payroll system. They do like doing payroll once a month. All that stuff is already done, and then I also have QuickBooks. And then I also write down my own monthly budget, and I like to do that to train my brain. As much as I don't have to do it and I'm really on top of it, I still do it, because when you make things repetition, that's how you stay in control. I never want to lose control of my finances, because I never want to be broke again. I know that everything is up to God, but God also say, give me something to work with, right? We know we're going to pray and we're going to do what we're supposed to do by our people, and that's good, but we have to do our due diligence as well. We're going to pray, of course, but we have to do the work. Pray and move your feet, right? That's how that thing goes. You can't just pray every day, like hoping for a miracle and not doing the work. I included the expense tracker in the kit. If you need or want a P&L tip, if you need a P&L statement, like, hey, I never saw one, I need to do one, we have one on the website where you could go download it. I want you to pull your Stripe pull your Stripe account, because I know people really use Stripe nowadays, or whatever it is that you use. Some still have PayPal. Whatever it is that you use, like pull it and see what you got going on. Um, and make sure that you're calculating your funds, okay? That's very, very important. So I'm gonna give you a test to do. Like, this is the end of July. So tonight, I want you to go ahead and go on your Stripe account and see how much you made for the last 6 months. See how much you made from January to June. Go on your account. And then I want you to list your expenses. How much do you pay for Canva every month? What type of business subscriptions do you have every month? How much does your website hosting cost every month? Maybe you pay for a mailbox. How much does that cost? Maybe, what do you pay annually? Do you pay for your mailbox subscription annually? Do you pay for your website hosting annually? Or are you a person that like to do month to month? And it really causes you to have more business small expenses, right? So typically a person has Canva, you pay about what, 20 bucks a month, something like that. You do 20 times 12, you really pay more every month versus when you get, get paid, get some invoices coming in and just go ahead and pay for stuff for the year. It'll You really could save a lot of money like that. You can see how much you could save throughout the year when you're not paying so much every month. And once you calculate those things, like I want you to see what you made for the last 6 months, and then like just really see how much you pay or what you have automated, and like, hey, did you really are you really profiting in your business? The month of December, you July, we're in, say you already paid out $300 in business expenses. And let's say maybe you've made so far about 4,000. The smart thing to do if you didn't need the $4,000 or all of it, which you shouldn't, is go double back to some of your subscriptions or your website holders and say, okay, who's about to come up for, I got my monthly payments. Which one do I want to pay off for the year? Like get into the groove of doing stuff like that so you don't have to keep worrying about the little small $20, $30 coming out every month. It helped me drastically back when I was figuring out, where to find my money at and how that thing worked. That's why my clients love me, because they could never tell me they don't have no money. I will show you how to make it. I will show you where the money is. I want you to see if you're running everything through your personal name, you cannot do that. I'm not going to go deep onto that, but I dropped some uh some business credit gems for y'all as well. And I want you to really read that template and utilize those access. You don't need to be an accountant to manage your business money. You just need clarity and commitment. All right. So you'll hear people like, oh, I got a CPA, I have an accountant. Yes, you will eventually get there, but you don't need it to get started. All right. Do the work. That's all. Go fill out your expense tracker, even if it's just for the last, I don't know, 15, 16 days in July. Like go plug and play and see exactly where you at. It will definitely make you instantly feel like you're more in control and like you know what's going on. Right. And don't forget, if you need a profit and loss statement or some other templates deeper that's not listed on the template that you have in front of you, go on the website and download them to help you grow your business, manage your business like a boss. All right. Because this thing is not easy, but I'm telling you, it is so worth it. Um, if you are not comfortable with having a money conversation, start to have it with someone you're close with. And it's very important because the more you have the money conversation, the more you learn how to manage your money, the more you can teach your children, the more you can start passing down um, generational wealth. Like, let's not transfer the generational curses, let's transfer more generational wealth. But we can't teach our children things that we don't know. I'll say that again. We cannot teach our children things that we don't know, so we can't expect them to grow up and be all these amazing things if we're not doing it ourselves. I had to step my game up, get my life together, teach my son. Then you have to do it. If you can't do it for you, do it for your kids. Whoever it is that you want to do it for, if you don't have enough in you to do it for you, do it for your kids. Trust me, you want to have some money. You want to live a good life. Your parents get older, if they are still alive, you want to be able to take care of them. You don't want no job telling you if you don't come in, you get fired. You can't take off, can't catch a flight. You don't have no money. If you don't live near your parents, our job is to take care of our parents, take care of our children, whatever the case may be. Pick what your why is and stand on it and make that be the structure that you need in a good way to help you step your game up.